Welcome to today's video on the art of eating mindfully for a long life, where we will explore the profound Buddhist teachings on food and how they can transform not just your physical health, but your entire being, body, mind, and spirit. According to Buddhist philosophy, food is not simply a means to nourish the body, but an essential aspect of our spiritual practice. The practice of mindful eating, deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings, invites us to approach every meal with awareness, gratitude, and a profound sense of connection to the food we consume. In Buddhism, food is seen as more than just fuel, it is a sacred gift, and each bite is an opportunity to practice mindfulness. When we eat mindfully, we are encouraged to slow down, appreciate the journey of the food from its origins to the moment it reaches our plate, and honor the life that sustains us. This practice invites us to cultivate an awareness of our actions, thoughts, and emotions, transforming something as simple as eating into a powerful form of meditation. One of the key teachings in Buddhism is the concept of interdependence, which emphasizes that all things are connected. In relation to food, this means recognizing the intricate web of relationships that bring food to our table, from the farmers who cultivate the crops to the environment that sustains them. This understanding helps us develop a deep sense of gratitude for every meal, encouraging us to eat with reverence and appreciation for the earth and all beings involved in the process. Eating mindfully is also about cultivating the right intention. In Buddhist practice, we are taught to eat not out of greed or desire, but with a sense of balance and moderation. The goal is not to overindulge, but to nourish our bodies with the right amount of food, allowing us to maintain harmony and balance in our lives. By bringing awareness to our eating habits, we can overcome the distractions and mindless behaviors that often accompany eating in our busy, modern lives. Buddhist teachings also emphasize the importance of gratitude, not only for the food itself but also for the opportunity to nourish our bodies. Each meal is seen as a chance to cultivate contentment and appreciation for what we have, rather than longing for more. In doing so, we are reminded of the impermanence of life and the importance of living in the present moment. In addition, Buddhist practices of mindfulness encourage us to pay attention to our physical sensations while eating. By fully engaging with the act of eating, feeling the texture of the food, savoring its taste, and noticing how it nourishes our body, we can develop a deeper sense of awareness and presence. This not only enhances the enjoyment of our meals but also helps us make more conscious decisions about the food we choose to eat and how it affects our health and well-being. The art of mindful eating, as taught in Buddhism, offers profound insights into the way we relate to food, our bodies, and the world around us. By adopting these practices, we can cultivate a greater sense of peace, health, and longevity. As we bring mindfulness to each meal, we can transform our eating habits into a source of nourishment for the body, mind, and spirit, ultimately leading us to a longer, more fulfilled life. If you're ready to embrace these teachings and unlock the secret to a healthier, longer life, let's dive deeper into this transformative practice. In Buddhist philosophy, the act of eating transcends mere sustenance, it becomes an opportunity to nourish the soul. The Buddha, in his wisdom, imparted to us the understanding that food is meant to sustain life, not to become the object of our life. This teaching encourages us to shift our perspective from being driven by desire and indulgence to embracing food as a tool for spiritual and physical well-being. The core of Buddhist dietary teachings lies in the principle of simplicity and balance, guiding us to eat in a way that aligns with the natural rhythms of the world around us. The Buddha's teachings on food are deeply rooted in the concept of moderation. He urged his followers to practice mindful eating, emphasizing the importance of not overindulging or engaging in unnecessary consumption. This mindfulness helps us avoid excess, which can lead to imbalance, both physically and mentally. Excessive consumption, in any form, whether it be in food, material possessions, or desires, creates a disturbance in the mind and body, leading to suffering. By practicing moderation in all things, we cultivate harmony and tranquility within ourselves. Eating in moderation is the foundation for a healthy and balanced life, a life free from the suffering caused by craving and attachment. Central to the Buddhist path is the teaching of the middle way, which encourages us to find a balance between extremes. In the context of food, this means not over-consuming, but also not depriving ourselves. We are encouraged to eat just enough to nourish our bodies and support our health and vitality. The middle way teaches us that when we eat in accordance with the needs of our body, without overindulging or restricting ourselves, we cultivate a balanced and healthy relationship with food. By embracing simplicity, we allow ourselves to experience the joy of eating without the burden of excess or the frustration of deprivation. Buddhist philosophy also encourages us to be mindful of the quality of the food we eat. Whole, unprocessed foods are seen as more aligned with nature's rhythms, and consuming them supports our connection to the earth. Processed foods, on the other hand, often carry with them the imbalances and impurities of modern society, leading to disharmony in the body. By choosing foods that are fresh, natural, and unrefined, we honor the earth and all beings who have contributed to bringing the food to our table. This mindful approach to food not only supports our physical health but also nurtures a deeper connection to the world around us, promoting a sense of gratitude and reverence for life. Furthermore, in Buddhism, food is often seen as an offering not just to the body, but also to the mind and spirit. By eating mindfully, we acknowledge the interconnectedness of all beings and express our gratitude for the nourishment we receive. Each meal becomes an opportunity to practice mindfulness and meditation, allowing us to center our thoughts and actions on the present moment. As we eat, we focus on the taste, texture, and the sensation of nourishment, bringing ourselves fully into the experience without distraction. This practice helps to clear the mind, reduce stress, and cultivate a sense of peace and clarity. In addition to mindfulness, the practice of eating in a way that promotes balance and simplicity is also tied to the Buddhist teaching of non-attachment. When we eat, we are encouraged to avoid attachment to the food itself. It is not the food that provides ultimate satisfaction, but rather the way we engage with it. By freeing ourselves from the desire to overeat or indulge in cravings, we cultivate a sense of contentment and gratitude. We learn to appreciate food for what it is, a temporary nourishment for the body, without clinging to it or allowing it to dominate our lives. Through the practice of mindful eating and following the Buddhist teachings on food, we can achieve a profound sense of balance and vitality. The simplicity and moderation advocated by the Buddha are not just guidelines for physical health, they are spiritual practices that can lead to a more peaceful, centered, and fulfilling life. By eating in alignment with these principles, we nourish not only our bodies but also our minds and spirits, paving the way for a long, healthy, and harmonious life. When we approach food with mindfulness, balance, and simplicity, we find ourselves on a path to greater well-being, body, mind, and soul. Mindfulness is one of the fundamental pillars of Buddhist teachings, and when applied to eating, it can completely transform the way we engage with food. In Buddhism, mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, paying attention to what is happening without distraction or judgment. When this practice is extended to eating, it becomes a powerful tool to reconnect with our bodies, cultivate awareness, and develop a deeper sense of gratitude for the food that sustains us. Mindful eating, as taught in Buddhism, is not just about the food itself, but about the entire process of nourishment from the moment the food is prepared to the moment it enters our bodies. It encourages us to be fully present with every meal, to pay attention to the colors, textures, and flavors of the food, and to appreciate its life-giving qualities. By slowing down and eating with intention, we can experience a deeper sense of enjoyment and fulfillment from our meals, turning what is often a mindless routine into a sacred and conscious practice. One of the key aspects of mindful eating is the awareness of hunger and fullness cues. In the modern world, we are often disconnected from our body's true needs. We may eat out of habit, stress, or boredom, rather than out of genuine hunger. Through mindfulness, we can tune into the subtle signals our bodies send, recognizing when we are truly hungry and when we are full. This awareness helps us avoid overeating, a common source of discomfort and imbalance in both the body and mind. By eating in alignment with our true needs, we create space for nourishment rather than excess, allowing the body to maintain its natural rhythm and harmony. In Buddhist practice, the concept of right effort is central to the idea of mindful eating. Right effort means putting in the right amount of energy and attention to all aspects of our lives, including the way we eat. Mindful eating requires effort. It asks us to pause, to reflect, and to engage fully with the act of nourishing ourselves. It is an antidote to the fast-paced, distracted way many of us eat today, where we often rush through meals without truly tasting or appreciating the food. The practice of mindful eating helps us break free from this cycle, fostering a greater sense of presence and appreciation for what we consume. Beyond simply savoring the flavors, mindful eating in Buddhism invites us to contemplate the interconnectedness of all beings. When we eat mindfully, we acknowledge the countless people, animals, and elements of nature that have contributed to bringing the food to our table. Whether it's the farmers who grew the crops, the hands that prepared the meal, or the environment that provided the resources, mindful eating invites us to express gratitude for these contributions. This sense of interconnectedness fosters humility, compassion, and a deeper respect for all forms of life. It reminds us that eating is not just a personal act, but a shared experience that ties us to the world and the beings around us. Mindful eating also offers a way to cultivate self-compassion. In Buddhism, self-compassion is the practice of treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially in moments of difficulty or challenge. When we eat mindfully, we offer ourselves the gift of nourishment in the most compassionate way possible. Instead of eating impulsively or out of a sense of guilt or obligation, we approach our meals with patience and respect for our bodies. This practice encourages us to be gentle with ourselves, acknowledging that food is a source of healing and strength, not a source of stress or anxiety. Another important aspect of mindful eating in Buddhism is the idea of impermanence. Everything in life is transient, and food is no exception. Each meal we consume is a momentary experience, and when we eat mindfully, we are reminded of the fleeting nature of all things. This awareness helps us to cherish each bite, to enjoy the nourishment it provides, and to let go of attachment to the food itself. By recognizing the impermanence of food, we develop a healthier relationship with it, free from cravings or fears of scarcity. Finally, mindful eating can serve as a form of meditation. In Buddhism, meditation is the practice of calming the mind and cultivating inner peace. When we eat mindfully, we are essentially engaging in a form of moving meditation, where each bite is an opportunity to center ourselves, focus our attention, and bring our awareness into the present moment. This practice helps reduce stress, improve digestion, and foster a sense of calm and contentment. As we eat, we become more attuned to our inner state and the world around us, creating space for peace and clarity in our lives. In conclusion, mindful eating, as taught in Buddhism, is much more than a way to eat, it is a path to greater awareness, compassion, and understanding. By eating mindfully, we transform the simple act of nourishing our bodies into a sacred practice that connects us to our own bodies, to the food we consume, and to the world around us. It is a practice that helps us cultivate balance, health, and well-being, both physically and spiritually. By embracing mindful eating, we open ourselves to a richer, more meaningful relationship with food and life itself. Buddhism, at its core, teaches the importance of compassion and mindfulness in all aspects of life. One of the ways Buddhists embody these teachings is through their dietary choices, which often include plant-based foods. The practice of consuming a vegetarian or vegan diet is deeply rooted in the ethical principles of Buddhism, especially in the belief that all living beings possess intrinsic value and should be treated with respect. By avoiding the consumption of animal products, many Buddhists strive to reduce harm and suffering, not only for the animals themselves but for the broader environment as well. In Buddhist philosophy, compassion, or karuna, is a fundamental virtue. It is through this compassion that practitioners seek to develop a deeper connection with the world around them, understanding the interconnectedness of all life. This profound respect for life is reflected in the choice to avoid meat and other animal-based products, as these foods are often obtained through practices that cause harm to sentient beings. For Buddhists, the act of refraining from causing unnecessary suffering is a way of living in harmony with the teachings of the Buddha. The plant-based diet advocated by many Buddhists is not only seen as an ethical practice but also a mindful one. Buddhism emphasizes living in accordance with the principles of mindfulness, where every action, whether it's eating, speaking, or thinking, is done with intention and awareness. When choosing a plant-based diet, practitioners are encouraged to be mindful of the sources of their food, choosing those that are ethically and sustainably produced. This mindfulness extends to all aspects of food preparation, consumption, and the reverence shown to what nourishes the body. Moreover, adopting a plant-based diet is in alignment with Buddhist views on environmental responsibility. Buddhism teaches that all life is interconnected, and the suffering of one being can ripple across the entire ecosystem. By choosing plant-based foods, Buddhists aim to protect the Earth's natural resources, reduce pollution, and minimize the environmental impact associated with factory farming and animal agriculture. The production of vegetables, fruits, and grains generally requires fewer resources and results in less environmental degradation compared to the farming of animals. This shift towards sustainable, plant-based eating is viewed as an act of reverence for the earth, acknowledging the interdependent nature of all life. In addition to the environmental and ethical considerations, plant-based foods are also considered to be more conducive to health, both physical and spiritual. Many Buddhists believe that the food we consume directly affects our mental clarity and emotional well-being. Foods such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains are packed with essential nutrients that nourish the body and mind. By choosing these foods, practitioners believe they can enhance their meditation practices, cultivate a sense of calm and balance, and maintain overall health and vitality. Furthermore, the act of choosing cruelty-free foods is a daily practice of compassion and a reflection of the Buddhist commitment to nonviolence, or ahimsa. This principle of nonviolence extends not only to humans but to all sentient beings. By abstaining from consuming animal products, Buddhists embody their compassion in a tangible way, making choices that align with their ethical and spiritual values. Every meal becomes an opportunity to practice loving kindness and to affirm the sacredness of all life, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal. In conclusion, Buddhism's emphasis on a plant-based diet is a holistic approach that reflects the core values of compassion, mindfulness, and environmental stewardship. Through ethical eating, Buddhists not only promote their own well-being but also contribute to the welfare of the planet and its inhabitants. By making mindful, compassionate choices in their dietary practices, they live in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha, fostering a deeper sense of connection with all life. A plant-based diet, in the Buddhist tradition, is much more than a dietary choice. It is a conscious act of reverence for life, a path towards greater compassion, and a means of fostering harmony with the earth. Buddhism teaches that food is not just a means of sustenance, but also a tool for healing, balance, and spiritual well-being. In Buddhist philosophy, the approach to food goes beyond mere nourishment. It becomes a practice of mindfulness, compassion, and self-care. The food we consume has the potential to restore harmony within our bodies and minds, and through conscious eating, we can align ourselves with the natural rhythms of life. This idea is rooted in the belief that food can act as medicine, not only for the physical body but also for the spirit. In Buddhist traditions, there is a deep respect for the healing power of food. Certain ingredients, such as ginger, turmeric, and green tea, have long been celebrated for their medicinal properties, and their use is often integrated into Buddhist teachings. These foods are valued for their ability to restore balance, improve digestion, and promote overall well-being. For instance, ginger is believed to stimulate the digestive system and relieve nausea, while turmeric is renowned for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Green tea, often considered a sacred beverage in many Asian cultures, is known for its detoxifying qualities and its ability to calm the mind. These ingredients are not just seen as flavorful additions to meals, but as essential tools in maintaining health, both physical and mental. Buddhism encourages us to approach food with intention and mindfulness. Every meal is an opportunity to practice sati, mindfulness, and sampajana, clear comprehension. By being present with our food, paying attention to its origins, preparation, and the nourishment it provides, we cultivate a deeper awareness of how food affects our body and mind. Eating with mindfulness means savoring each bite, appreciating the energy and life force that food provides, and acknowledging the interconnectedness of all living beings that made it possible for us to receive this nourishment. In Buddhist practice, food is considered a form of offering, a way of expressing gratitude for the earth's abundance and for the efforts of all those who contributed to the food's journey to our plate. This mindful approach to eating is not only about honoring the present moment but also about nurturing long-term health. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of maintaining balance in all aspects of life physically, mentally, and emotionally. Food plays a crucial role in maintaining this balance. Just as meditation and ethical conduct promote mental clarity and spiritual growth, a balanced, mindful diet supports our physical health. By choosing foods that nourish our bodies and minds, we actively support our longevity and well-being. The concept of food as medicine is a central aspect of Buddhist thought. The idea is not to consume food indiscriminately, but to view it as a form of healing. In Buddhist medicine, there is an understanding that certain foods can have therapeutic effects on the body, helping to treat imbalances and prevent illness. For example, foods that are rich in natural antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties, like ginger and turmeric, can help maintain bodily health and prevent chronic conditions. Similarly, food that is easily digestible and rich in nutrients can support the digestive system, boost immunity, and promote overall vitality. This holistic approach to food encourages individuals to consume what is appropriate for their body type, lifestyle, and health needs, viewing each meal as an opportunity to nourish and heal. In the practice of Buddhism, we are encouraged to eat with a sense of gratitude and reverence. Every meal is a chance to honor the life-giving qualities of food and to express compassion for all beings. By choosing foods that are natural, healing, and nourishing, we not only benefit ourselves but also support the well-being of the planet and all of its inhabitants. Buddhist teachings remind us that food is not just for the body, it is a means to support our spiritual journey, to maintain balance, and to live a life full of mindfulness and compassion. Thus, food in Buddhism is far more than just sustenance. It is a means of cultivating health, balance, and harmony within the body and mind. By choosing foods with medicinal properties, such as ginger, turmeric, and green tea, Buddhists engage in a practice that not only nourishes the body but also heals it, restoring the balance necessary for a peaceful, harmonious life. This approach encourages us to treat food as medicine, to nourish our bodies with intention, and to embrace the healing potential that food offers. Through mindful eating, we support our long-term health, cultivate compassion, and honor the interconnectedness of all life. In conclusion, the Buddhist approach to eating goes beyond mere nourishment. It is a profound practice that embodies mindfulness, intention, and compassion in every aspect of life. According to Buddhist teachings, food is not simply fuel for the body but also an opportunity for spiritual growth and inner peace. The act of mindful eating is seen as a way to cultivate a deeper connection to the present moment, promoting not only physical health but also mental clarity and emotional balance. By embracing the concept of eating with intention, Buddhists believe we can align ourselves with the principles of compassion and harmony, creating a foundation for longevity, well-being, and peace of mind. The Buddhist diet encourages individuals to approach food with mindfulness, taking time to reflect on its origin, preparation, and purpose. Mindful eating in this context means engaging fully with the act of eating, being present with each bite, and appreciating the nourishment provided by the food. It is a practice that invites us to slow down and savor the experience of eating, recognizing that each meal is a gift from the earth and the interconnected network of life. Through mindfulness, we can cultivate awareness of our relationship with food, allowing us to make choices that support our health, while also promoting compassion for all living beings. This practice of mindful eating is not merely about following a set of rules, it is an integral part of the Buddhist path. Buddhists believe that food can be a means of healing, not just for the body but for the mind and spirit as well. By choosing foods that nourish and heal, such as fruits, vegetables, and healing herbs like ginger and turmeric, practitioners are engaging in a conscious act of self-care. This intentional approach to food is also aligned with the Buddhist principle of non-harm, or ahimsa. Through mindful eating, we avoid causing unnecessary suffering to animals and the environment, making choices that are in harmony with the teachings of the Buddha. Furthermore, Buddhist teachings remind us that the act of eating is an opportunity to practice gratitude. When we sit down to eat, we are reminded of the effort and energy that went into producing the food, and we acknowledge the interconnectedness of all life. This gratitude fosters a deep sense of appreciation for what we have, creating space for contentment and joy. Through this practice, we can learn to see food not as an indulgence or a necessity, but as a sacred offering that nourishes our body, mind, and spirit. By eating with mindfulness and compassion, we are not only enhancing our physical health but also cultivating inner peace. Mindful eating allows us to develop a sense of balance and harmony within ourselves, fostering emotional stability and mental clarity. It teaches us to be present with our experiences, to engage with life in a way that is gentle, kind, and aware. The act of eating becomes a spiritual practice, one that connects us with the teachings of the Buddha and the wisdom of mindfulness. It reminds us that even in the most mundane tasks, such as eating, we can find opportunities to practice awareness, cultivate compassion, and foster peace. In addition to promoting individual well-being, mindful eating has a ripple effect on the world around us. By making conscious choices about what we consume, we contribute to a more compassionate and sustainable world. The foods we choose to eat can either support or harm the planet and its inhabitants, and through mindful eating, we can help create a more harmonious relationship between humans, animals, and the environment. This practice extends the Buddhist values of interconnectedness and compassion to the very way we live our daily lives, reminding us that our actions, no matter how small, have an impact on the world. So, the next time you sit down to eat, take a moment to center yourself. Take a deep breath, and bring your awareness to the present moment. Let go of distractions, and fully engage in the act of eating with intention and mindfulness. Each bite you take is an opportunity to nourish not only your body but also your mind and spirit. By practicing mindful eating, we can create a foundation for a long, healthy, and fulfilling life, one that is aligned with the wisdom of the Buddha. Through this simple but powerful practice, we can bring more peace, compassion, and mindfulness into our daily lives, helping to create a more harmonious world for ourselves and all beings. Let us embrace the wisdom of mindful eating and live a life that is grounded in the teachings of the Buddha, cultivating health, peace, and inner joy.